The views that are expressed on What's on Digger's Mind are that of the show's host and does not necessarily reflect the views of BS3 TV Network. Viewer discretion is advised. What is good? What is good? What is good, good people? That's right. That's right. I ain't even got the horns ready. You know how I am with these sounds, so I got to do it again. What is good? What is good? What is good, good people? There you go. There you go. I'm never ready. I'm never ready. Welcome to another great episode of What's on Digger's Mind right here in the studios of the Lion's Den. That's right, the Lion's Den Studios, Media Studios. If you need some good graphic work, now if you need some work, I'm your man, but you know, I dabble a little bit, you know. If you need some work, holla at your boy. If you need a commercial intro for your podcast and all that good stuff. Hit your boy up at the Lion's Den Media Studios. And I cannot forget the other component of Charm City Direct TV. That is WLEO 26.7 online radio, worldwide listening entertainment online is now available on Live 365 streamer and available on online music box. And you'll be able to hear this component, the audio component of this show tomorrow on WLEO 26.7 online radio tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The audio component of this episode of What's on Digger's Mind, make sure you tune in by going to Live 365 and downloading the app. You got to download the app. And once you download the app, search for WLEO 26.7. Yeah, I forgot my own radio station. 26.7 online radio, worldwide listening entertainment online. Today, good people, we got some serious stuff to talk about in this country. And I named this keep that same energy. Keep that same energy, because the what I'm about to discuss, or what we are about to discuss tonight, has taken me on a whirlwind of emotions. I don't know if I am mad. I don't know if I'm sad. I don't know if I'm frustrated, or just a combination of all, based off of this situation that we're going to talk about tonight. And if you are listening right now on WLEO 26.7 online radio, I want to thank you for those people who are tuned in tonight. I thank you. I appreciate you, because
you could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with me. I appreciate that.
That's right. You could be anywhere in the world, but you're right here with me. First and foremost, I want to say shout out to my man, Mr. Ben. Thank you, sir, for allowing me to be on your station, on this great station, BS3 TV. Shout out to my man Justin. Hey Justin, look, I wanted you to come on, and there is an opportunity for you to come on if you're still available to come on, because you said you wanted to talk about it. So Justin, if you are available now, where you want to come on and share your input, by all means, I am more than gracious to send you that link, sir, and have you a part of the show, because I definitely want to hear what you got to say if you are available. And those people who are watching, if you have some feedback, if you have some comments that you would like to share, please, by all means, share your feedback and your comments. Um, so I'm going to get into it. I'm gonna dive into it. As y'all know, um, I didn't know. First and foremost, I didn't know that this was old. This event happened on January the 7th. I need to say that, and what I'm about to share, this young man right here, Tyre Nichols. Um, Mr. Nichols was brutally murdered in Memphis, Tennessee, on January the 7th. And like I said, I didn't know how old this was. I didn't know how old this was. Hey Danielle, what's good with you? And I'm doing fine. How you doing? I didn't know how old this was, but nevertheless, it's still something that needs to be talked about based off of the situation. So, Mr. Nichols died brutal murder at the hands of 5 officers, and these cats right here. I, and like I said, I don't know how to feel. I really don't know how to feel. And they are Demetrius Haley, not in this order. I don't know if this order, but I personally don't care at this point. Because whatever punishment that's going to be handed down to them, they deserve it. I need to say that. Whatever the judge decide, they deserve it. Demetrius Haley, Desmond Mills, Emmett Martin, Justin Smith, and to Darius Bean. I need to say that. They are the 5 cops responsible of the brutal murder of Tyre Nichols in Memphis, Tennessee on January the 7th. And I saw the video, like many, and I'm gonna play the video in a moment. And also I'm gonna try to get Justin in here to share his input. I you know I don't I cannot sit here and begin to I can't sit here and begin to figure out how I feel about this, because as you all know, when we look at the news and when these type of events happen, normally it's a white cop or white cops. The victim is black. And when all boils down, white people get the white cops, or the white Caucasian cops, white cops, they get off scot-free. But here you just saw 5 cops who are black. And the way that they beat this young man was, oh my God. Not taken away from the others who, who police brutality. You've seen it. And not taken away from that, but it's almost similar, but I cannot grasp. I cannot begin to grasp that these guys were black. All 5 of them was black. Now, if you ask me, did I speculate that this was going to happen? I kind of did. I said there's going to be God forbid, I said it. I said there's going to be a situation where they're not going to be white. They're not going to be white. Something is going to happen, and they're going to be black officers. And how they going to try them is going to be quick. And that's why I named this "Keep That Same Energy," because notice, and before I say this, I want y'all to know that I am no way in favor for these 5 cops and how they beat this young man. I don't give a damn if you green, yellow, purple, black, white, tan, whatever. The way how you beat this young man, you need to go down. Whatever punishment is handed down to them, they deserve every piece of it. Understand that. But the way how they charged them real quick was wow. Like okay, so let me pop this up. Exactly. I'm absolutely agree. I'm calling for the death penalty. Yes. Now, right there. So when you seen the other videos of police brutality against another one of us, right, not hearing anything, not hearing. Let me put this up, Justin, and I'm gonna get you in here. Trust me, I'm gonna get you in here. How you saw other videos, and when the verdict is handed down, they had the evidence. The evidence was like right dead in your face. They had body cam evidence, whatever evidence you could possibly have, but they got away scot-free. And I'm talking about the white cops. These are 5 black cops, and the charges came real quick. They ain't waste no time. They charged like, yeah, we charging that. All of them got charges. But the white cops got away scot-free. I just wanted to throw that out. You see what I'm saying? You take notice of that. Now, the reason why I named this "Keep That Same Energy," because I'm sad to say this, it's going to happen again. It's going to happen again with a white cop or white cops who's going to beat up on a black person. Keep that same energy when you charging these white cops. That's all I need to say. That's all I need to say. How fast now, like I said, for the people who just joining in, I am not taking these 5 cops' side. Whatever punishment they give, death penalty, decades in jail, prison, but raped every single day in jail, beat up every single day, they deserve it. They absolutely deserve it. But keep that same energy. Keep that same energy when another event like this happen and it's white cops. Don't beat around the bush and say, oh, well, the evidence is not clear. No, the evidence is there. The evidence is there. I'm going to play this clip. I'm going to see if I can get my man Justin in here. And this is the video. If you have not saw the video, I need to warn you. Video is kind of disturbing. I do let me do one thing before I go out. Justin, if you can, let me get an email address for you. Or I can find you on Facebook if I can. Because I want to bring you in here. Because I feel as though you have something to say. It's on my heart. You got something to say, and I want to bring you in. So I'm gonna play this video. I do need to warn everybody that the video is heartbreaking. It is very disturbing. So please Watch with caution. If you need to cut it off or what have you, I understand. So here's the video right here. And we're going to come back. Hopefully I can get my man Justin in here to talk about what he needs to get off his chest. And we're going to talk about it. Definitely going to talk about it. So here it is.
Hi, everyone. I'm Ray Vieta. We're going to start with a disturbing body camera of the deadly beating of Tyre Nichols in Memphis. It was just released in the last hour. Like many of you, the entire newsroom watched through that hour of footage. We're going to play a section now, but I want to warn you, what you're about to see is hard to watch.
Get on the ground! Get on the ground! Okay. All right, I'm on the ground. Lay down! That's all. Lay down! Please tase me. I'm going to tase you! Get on the ground! Lay down! One, now! I'm tasing. All right, okay, all right.
The video goes on to show officers eventually used a taser on Nichols. He then ran from the officers. The police department released 4 different videos. Another video shows the scene playing out from a street camera. From that perspective, you can see the officers punching and kicking him. In some of the videos, you actually hear Nichols yell for his mother. Nichols' mom spoke about the incident earlier today where she expressed heartache.
No mother should go through what I'm going through right now. No mother. To lose their child to the violent way that I lost my child. Thank you.
All 5 of the former Memphis police officers posted bond and are out of jail. They are facing several charges, including second-degree murder and decades behind bars if convicted. There are protests going on across the country right now. This is video from Memphis, and you can see people are standing. They have signs with them. We are not hearing any chants just yet. We're not seeing any movement, but the city is bracing for these protests and has been for the last 24 hours. It's a similar scene across the country. We're going to continue to stay on top of this story and bring you updates throughout the newscast.
Welcome back to the show. What's on E Digger's Mind on BS3 TV right here. You just saw a video of the video, the body cam video, and other shots of the 5 officers who brutally beat Tyre Nichols in Memphis. So while we are waiting for Justin to come on, I want to share some information about Tyre. Who was Tyre? Hey, what's up, Doug? How you doing from East Tennessee? How you doing? Brutally, yes. I'm gonna put these up here. Shout out to my girl Kelly Felder. I need to say Felder now. She is married. Yes, I was about to say Kelly Vaughn. Kelly Felder from her show. I forgot the name of the show. Oh my God, she gonna kill me. Shout out to Kelly who is in here. She's watching. And my man Doug, who is from East Tennessee right now. I need to share this information right now about Tyre Nichols, who he was. Face the facts with Kelly Vaughn, but she is married now. Kelly Vaughn Felder, if I can say that right. Face the facts, yes. Yes, what the cops did was disgusting. Was absolutely beyond disgusting. So I'm just going to read some facts right now about Tyre Nichols. He was 29 years old. He was the youngest of 4 children. And the incident happened, like I said, I didn't know the severity, the time frame of this. It happened at January the 7th at around 8:30 p.m. in Memphis, Tennessee. 29 years old, the youngest of 4 children, and he has a 4-year-old son. At the time, he worked for FedEx, and he was an aspiring photographer as well. Raised in Sacramento, can't talk today. Sacramento, California, and he moved to Memphis, Tennessee in 2020. And the sad part about this, what I'm about to say, is while they was beating him, he was calling for his mother. While they were beating him, batons to his body repeatedly, they held him up, punching him repeatedly, kicking him. And it almost remind me for some of you who remember, you remember Rodney King. Remember Rodney King? This gave me Rodney King vibes. And I, and while they was kicking and beating him, he was calling for his mother, almost similar to another person who we know, George Floyd, who at the hands of police, knee to the neck, and he called for his mother. So I really don't know how to feel right now, people. I absolutely, and even before I decided to talk about this, I didn't want to talk about it because all of the emotions was running rampant in my head at the time. And I instantly thought that black people, black cops, and now, and when I was gathering information and looking at the video, was he targeted? Was they out to get him? Did he do something to one of them and they said, hey, we gonna get him? Because how they beat him, how this happened, how this happened, it was a routine traffic stop. Sound familiar, right? A traffic stop. And we all know, traffic stop, he got out, or they forced him out. Now, I think what happened was when he ran, because they said he ran and they was able to tase him and catch up to him, that's when they beat him. But I still, like I said, when I was gathering my information, when I was gathering their names and who he was and the age and all that, and I saw the video, I said, this almost looked like a revenge type of thing. This almost gave me revenge type of vibes. You see what I'm saying? And I was reading a little further down because I did my research, and they said the attorneys for the 5 cops, what he said was now, if you thought that the video was disgusting, the attorney for the cops said they didn't mean for him to die. They didn't mean for him to die. Okay, let's look at this. You beating somebody repeatedly in their head. One, that's head trauma to the head repeatedly. And you beating them constantly, kicking and with the batons. And what point was you trying to prove? I mean, and these was no sweet love taps. These I mean, open, fist to the face and batons to the head. But they didn't mean for him to die. And something that Doug, that attorney, is full of shit. Yes, Let me put that up there. Yes, the attorney is full of shit. Yes. And right, I can't talk about it yet. I think I'm still trying to process it and figure out how I really feel. The situation has so many layers. Yes, it does. It, like I said, it, if you watch the video, all they said was, and then like I said, they said it was a traffic stop because he was driving erratic. He was driving real reckless, and that's why they pulled him over. That's one. So when they pulled him over, they yanked him out of the car. They yanked him out of the car. He was able to get away. They caught up with him after they tased him. That's when they beat him. That's when they beat him. Now, Doug said, as a Army vet, even in war, the enemy wouldn't have been treated like they did to him. Exactly. So, I want to read some reactions to the video that I found interesting on YouTube when I got the video. Here's the first one. This man lost his life because of a traffic stop. It's horrific, completely avoidable, and there has to be a better way. When Tyre initially ran away, why not just impound his car and pick him up at home? The police are sworn to protect and serve. This was immediate and subjurant. I think I said that right. I'm sorry. With violence for an alleged traffic violation, the officers concerned must be held accountable criminally, and the police department must be held accountable civilly. Exactly. I agree. As a former cop myself, I am disgusted. Nothing pisses off a good cop more than a bad cop. Sick to my stomach watching this. Exactly. The statements made by the cop's attorney. Now, this is where I was talking about just now. The statement made by the cop's attorney that they didn't mean for him to die makes me so incredibly angry. Those mofos was wilding out so viciously they forgot that the young man was only made from blood and bone. That's all those strikes to the head. That all those strikes to the head could kill him. This takes me to a place that puts me on my knees. How many others have they beaten? Exactly. Now, to my surprise in my research, I'll go back to these comments. No link yet, sir. Yes, I think I sent it to you, Justin. I'm sorry. Yeah, I sent it to your Gmail. I sent it to your email that you gave me. So the now the funny thing when I was reading is that the thing that really bothered me the most is watching his mother speak. No mother have to go through this. No mother shouldn't go through this. To see the video, knowing that her child has been brutally beaten, and she had to find out that way. Especially if the child didn't do anything. And also what I was going to say was one of them, I believe it was Demetrius Haley, the first guy. I think him. Wait a minute, let me bring this up. This guy right here, the very first one, I believe his name was Demetrius Haley. He beat up a prison inmate badly, very badly, that he got suspended for a couple. He got suspended after that for beating up the inmate. Very bad, very horrific. So, like I said, I don't know if this didn't mean for him to die. Yes, that's what they said, Ben. They didn't mean for him to die. Like it's I like you beating him repeatedly, and you didn't mean for him to die. Like I still don't understand that. And Danielle writes, so why was he still working? Yes, exactly. Now, people, understand something, because I know this has come up. Just because they black and we supposed to feel some type of way, nah. No. Like I said, I don't give a damn if you blue, black, purple, green. There's no justification of that. I heard somewhere that a couple of the cops had worked with the young man somewhere. Is there any truth to that? I don't know. I don't know. Like I said, watching this video, it looks to me like some type of revenge. Like he did something to one of them or two of them or one. Right, Danielle. The whole police department need to be held accountable. Now, like I said, I don't know if he did something to one of them, if he know one of them, he did something to one of them, and all of them got together and decided to, take out their frustrations on him based off of what he did to either one of them. I don't know. But it looks like it was a revenge type of thing. Like we gonna get him. We gonna wait to we gonna wait to the perfect time that we gonna get him. Well, we gonna get him. We gonna make an example out of him. That's what it looks like to me. You see what I'm saying? Like I am right now, I am bottled up with emotion. Like, I don't know if to be pissed, mad, frustrated, angry, sad. I don't know. Because this, although it happened a couple of weeks ago, it's still a little questionable of why they did it. You see what I'm saying? So I'm gonna go to this quick break because I still want to get my man Justin in here, if he's still in here. We're going to go to this quick break, coming back more with what's on E. Digger's mind. We're talking about the brutal murder of Tyre Nichols. What are your thoughts? What are your concerns? Don't go nowhere. Much more to come.
Alicia.
You can't hold somebody to that standard if you haven't voiced what you want and what you're needing from that.
Mika.
If you're not communicating expectations, you're waiting for your feelings to be hurt.
Nicole.
Yeah. A lot of people don't want to take the time out to be alone and to get themselves together.
Ivan.
You got to be willing to work through stuff. And from the jump street, y'all done had problems. Maybe you don't need to be working through those.
BS3 Network proudly presents Queen 3 and King Podcast. Live every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Central. What do you get when you watch or listen to the Life Happens podcast? Well, I'll let them tell you.
Kim and I are both ministers of the gospel, and the Life Happens podcast is a beautiful balance by simply taking our spirituality with real life and merging it together to create a beautiful balance. And that's what we do.
BS3 Network proudly presents Life Happens podcast, where Christianity and life intersect. Live every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Central. What's on E. Dicker's mind?
A and B, I'm going to see my way out of it. Because why? I don't care. I have a message for people who do nothing but complain about black people. We can't change who we are. You called the cops on me. I think that every time you call the cop on someone on a false accusation, your need to be a little bit punished.
BS3 Network proudly presents a man with a lot to say, and is unabashed to say it. What's on E. Digger's mind? Sundays at 7:30 p.m. Central. Check your local listings for your viewing and listening pleasure.
And welcome back to the show. What's on E. Digger's mind right here on BS3 TV. What can I say, good people? Make sure you check out BS3 TV. A couple of ways you can watch the show. You can watch on Facebook at BS3 TV Network. You can also watch on YouTube, which we are live right now on YouTube at BS3 TV Network. And if you're blessed with the Roku device, you can download that free app of BS3 TV and watch in the comforts of your own home. Tonight, good people, we are talking about the brutal murder of Tyre Nichols in Memphis, Tennessee. This young man was pulled over during a traffic stop by these 5 individuals here, these 5 cops, and was brutally murdered based off of them beating Mr. Tyre Nichols. Tyre Nichols was 29 years old, the youngest of 4 children. He had a 4-year-old son, a working man. He worked at FedEx, and he was an inspiring photographer. He was raised in Sacramento, California, and then later moved to Memphis, Tennessee in 2020. And this incident occurred on January the 7th at around 8:30 p.m. And like I said, good people, I want to bring this up. I want to bring this up right here before I bring my man Justin in. Do you think those cops will get the same jail time or even more jail time? To answer your first question, yes. And here's why. Like I said, how quickly they were judged or charged, for that matter, pretty much depicts the outcome of this trial, because it is going to trial. If they get more, do you think it will be just to make an example out of them? I'm not sure how much jail time the cop got for killing George Floyd. So to answer your first question, Doug, yes, they're going to get some jail time. They're definitely going to get some jail time. How much jail time? Don't know. But you got a valid point. They want to make an example out of. They want to make an example out of him, out of them, because they are black. But like I said, I personally don't care at this point, because I don't care if you're black, green, orange, or what color you are. Brutality is brutality. I'm going to bring my man Justin in. He is here.
What up? What up? What up? How are you, brother?
Hey, sorry it took me so long to get you that link.
It's all good, man. All good. I appreciate you sharing the platform.
Right. First of all, thank you for coming on the show. I know in my heart you got something to say. And that's why I wanted you on. So, of course, we're talking about Tyre Nichols, the 5 officers who brutally beat him to death. What are your thoughts, Justin?
So, first and foremost, man, rest in peace to Mr. Tyre Nichols, man.
Right.
You know, condolences to not only his family, but his friends. Right. And not only that, but just us as a community, us as a people. Like, we keep having to deal with these type of events. Right. And it shouldn't really come to a surprise or come to us as a surprise of, oh, well, the cops are black.
Right.
Yes, it definitely plays a role in how quickly you saw them be, fired from their positions.
Right.
Also getting arrested.
Right.
We're not giving them the benefit of the doubt.
No.
We have the video evidence, and even go back a few years, prior, and you think of George Floyd, and
Right.
we were on pins and needles during that whole trial because
Right.
we didn't know.
Right.
Even with the video evidence, we still felt like there's a slight possibility that this man walks.
Right.
Even
Right.
with I'm here in Dallas, so the Bolton John case where, the young man was shot by the police officer that went to the wrong apartment.
Right.
Like,
Right.
that was the same thing. We were
Right.
concerned and worried that she may beat this.
Right.
For me, of course, the video it's disturbing, it's
Yes.
sickening, but it's one of those things that I feel like today's generation and the generations are coming up after. I mean, I was young when Rodney King happened.
Right.
But this is our, luckily, and I hate to say luckily because any situation like this should never happen. But
Right.
Rodney King survived. This young man
Right.
did not survive.
He did not survive. Yes.
And, if you watch the whole video, the disturbing part were these officers were not trying to lend their aid. They were sitting around talking to each other. Oh, I laid haymakers. Oh, that motherfucker, da 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 da. Like,
Right.
yo, really?
And they was dapping each other up.
Exactly.
They was talking about and not to cut you off, Justin.
No, you're good.
You just came into what I was saying before. I said maybe this was, and maybe you can add to this, maybe this was a revenge type of thing. Looking at this video, how they caught him. It was a traffic stop.
Mm-hmm.
How they pulled him out of the car. I get revenge. I get revenge type of vibes from this. Like he knew one of them or two of them and say, yeah, we gonna get him. We're gonna get him some way or some form, some fashion or form. We're gonna catch up with him. What do you think about that?
So there's a rumor going around, and I'm trying to pay as close attention to this as possible.
Right.
Because, me being in corporate America, I see law enforcement, I see people in positions of power and authority all day, every day. And the hopes are, there's still some good ones, right?
Right.
But from my understanding, and the rumor is that allegedly one of those officers' wives was interested in him. Because that seemed to be extremely personal for a traffic stop.
Right.
To
Very personal.
To remove someone from their car, to have guns drawn on this young man. I mean, I know he was tall. They said he was 6'3", 150 pounds. He had some disorder where he couldn't really eat a lot.
Right.
So he really, no weapon on him, that he didn't really pose a threat.
Right.
And the sad thing about it is, I don't know, for me personally, I'm on social media and I look for, I hate to say it like this, but I was looking for the comments. I was looking for somebody to say something stupid, like, oh, he should have just complied.
Right.
Well, he was.
He was.
Yeah.
The whole video, he did nothing but comply.
And you had 5 cops trying to basically assault you. Right. And the most important thing that we have to keep up with and that we need to know about these charges that were brought up, there's kidnapping charges brought up because there was no probable reason for the traffic stop.
Right.
So that makes me feel like, yeah, this was totally revenge for something that transpired or something that happened. And the way that they were cussing at this young man.
Right.
Put your mother hands behind your back, or I'm a baton the S out of you. Like, whoa. Like, I know officers being aggressive, but that was personal.
Right. So what I was going to say was, and speaking of this, it just gives me revenge. And like I said, I watched the video twice.
Right.
And when you trying to get back at someone, depending on how bad you want to get back at that person, you'll go to great lengths to get them. And by them being in the the police force and having that authority, there's no stopping him.
There you go.
And it appalls me that in another video that I saw later on in the video, they was trying to justify the police the traffic stop, saying that, oh, he was driving erratic. He was coming towards me with something, and and again, I just thought about all the other cops I feared for my life.
Mm-hmm.
You wasn't fearing for your life when you was beating the crap out of him.
While he was handcuffed.
While he was handcuffed.
While you had other officers holding him.
Right.
As you repeatedly pick this man up and punch him.
Right.
In the face and kick him in the face. Like there's no justification for that.
None.
Even if it was the correct traffic stop, even if it was him driving erratic, like seriously, is all of that necessary or wanted? Like, no.
Right.
And the fact of the matter is that these officers get away with this type of stuff because it's like you just said, I fear for my life.
Right.
They kept saying that during the video. He's high as a kite. He was on something. He reached for my gun. Really? But when you have I don't even want to call him a criminal. I don't.
Right.
When you have a suspect, I don't even want to call him that. When you had that young man subdued, when you had him in handcuffs, that was enough.
Right.
If anything, if he's on something, utilize y'all. It's 5 of y'all. He's only 150 pounds.
Right.
Somebody just sit on his legs. Somebody just, try to de-escalate the situation.
Right.
Those cops were the aggressor from the start.
Right.
And that's what breaks my heart was the fact of this is a young 29-year-old man that probably was scared out of his mind. And you have to take in consideration, yes, all the emotions that you said earlier about being upset, being hurt, being disappointed, being angry, I feel all of those things. But the thing that gets me the most is most people want to point out the fact that, look, it's black cops that were doing it. Guess what? They're cops first. They feel like it's a system that's built based around slavery. Let's just be completely honest. That's what the police force was designed for, to catch runaway slaves, to return them back to their quote unquote owners, right?
KRS One, not to cut you off, KRS One said it best. Officer. What do it sound like? Overseer.
There you go.
So I just had to throw that in there, Justin. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
But not only that, but if you just look at it, those men honestly felt like we're gonna beat this. There was no concern. Even when the EMS arrived on the scene, there were no concerns. They're telling this man to sit up. This man obviously was knocked unconscious. This man obviously was dealing with a tremendous pain. And you're telling him to sit up. Wow. Bro, you all right? Stop, blah, blah, blah. Really?
After you beat him senseless.
Thank you. And you have officers over there. I was hitting them with haymakers. And he was eating them. Like, bro, y'all, everything that comes to you guys, y'all deserve.
Exactly.
I feel no sympathy.
None.
And I know we always constantly here in America, we say the same thing. There's good cops. There's good cops. I go back to one of my favorite heroes of all time. Muhammad Ali was doing an interview, and he made a comment about, if there's 1,000 rattlesnakes at my door, do you think all those rattlesnakes gonna bite me or just one? And am I gonna take my chances with that one having access to me? I think not. So put yourself in that young man's shoes. Put yourself in Mr. Nichols' shoes. You're trying to get the hell away as well. You're and the sad thing was, if you listen to his mother speak, she said that he was maybe a couple of houses down, and they came to her house and just said, hey, your son, well, he's going to jail for, like basically a DWI. And it wasn't until the hospital called and were like, why are y'all not here with him? His lungs are failing. Now, could you imagine, and I'm a black parent myself. I'm raising young black men.
Yes.
I could only imagine that knock or that ring at the doorbell saying that my son is going to jail. Like, okay, well, what's going on? And you're being lied to?
Right.
And I'm so thankful for today's society that we have these things. We have our platforms, we have internet, we have cameras everywhere. Because think about it. On that one video, that man kept covering up that body cam because he didn't want people to see that. But thank God that neighborhood had a camera that captured this man being attacked. Just call it what you want, being attacked. And it's sickening to think about that. We as black people, we always said the same thing when we looked at, George Floyd, we looked at Mike Brown, we looked at, Breonna Taylor, we looked at, Trayvon Martin, and we say, well, if we had more black cops or we had more black people patrolling our neighborhoods, gotta understand they're trained and they're conditioned to say you can get away with beating them. It's okay to do it to them. Imagine if Mr. Nichols was a white man. Imagine the uproar that you would have saw in this country.
Oh my gosh.
You understand?
Yes.
Let that have been a white man in the and let it been 5 black cops that did that to a white man. Could you imagine how quick they would have been like, no, kill them now. There's no need for a trial.
With the quickness.
You understand? Like that's what gets me. And I, you see the uproar when it came to, Derek Chauvin and George Zimmerman. You see the uproar with the Blue Lives Matter.
Right.
They
Quickly.
quiet as shit right now.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And the reason being is you can't deny that this was just wrong. And you're showing, pay attention. For us as black people, pay attention. Because they showing you their true colors. They say that when it's white cops. They say it when, Breonna Taylor was dating a drug dealer. They didn't know what they were going into.
But we're going to take this quick break. Coming back, I want to go back to this comment real quickly from Doug. And see if I can find it. Doug said this, and I try to answer it, but I want your opinion, Justin, when we come back from the break. Do you think those cops will get the same jail time or even more jail time? If they get more, do you think it will be just to make an example out of them? I'm not sure how much jail time the cop got for killing George Floyd. We're going to go to this quick break. Coming back, we are talking or discussing the brutal murder of Tyre Nichols at the hands of the 5 cops in Memphis, Tennessee. Joining me is special guest, my man, Mr. Justin. And like I said, Justin hit me up on Facebook, wanted to get his input because I just felt like Justin had something to say. So we're going to address that question from Doug coming back. Don't go nowhere. Much more to come. And if you're still watching, please share your comments, share your feedback, your opinions on this situation. If you're listening right now on WLEO 26.7 online radio, make sure you go to the Facebook fan page of the radio station and voice your opinion. Voice your opinion. How do you feel in this situation? We're going to go to this quick break, coming back more with what's on E Digger's mind. Don't go nowhere. Much more to come.
Poppy J.
If it wasn't consensual, you got to protect the parties. You got to be cautious. But this is two consensual adults. There's nothing to protect.
Wise El Jefe.
Could that be? Could it be that? Could it be that he's not getting the box all the time? He's not getting that slobber knocker?
BS3 Network proudly presents the crew from the New York boroughs who never wants that smoke. Nah, they want that fire. Poppy J and Wise El Jefe. Fridays at 10 p.m. Central. Check your local listings for your viewing and listening pleasure.
And welcome back to the show. What's on E Digger's mind right here on BS3 TV. Make sure you are checking out all the great content over there on BS3 TV. Couple of ways you can watch the shows and the content. You can go to Facebook at facebook.com/ Facebook Facebook at BS3 TV Network, YouTube, which we are live right now. You could go there at BS3 TV Network. And if you're blessed with the Roku device, you can download that great app, that free app of BS3 TV, and watch in the comforts of your own home. If you're just joining in, I am joined with my man, Justin. He wanted to come on to voice his opinions about this topic that we're talking about. And of course, we're talking about Tyre Nichols, the young man who was brutally murdered at the hands of 5 cops in Memphis, Tennessee, in January the 7th for what they called a traffic stop. And these are the 5 demons right here is what I call them. And we are just talking about this horrific incident because it leaves all of us with a bottle of emotions. And I want to go back to a question that Doug had raised earlier in the show. And I'm going to see if I could go back to it. And it reads, and I'm going to read it again. Do you think those cops will get the same jail time or even more jail time? We're going to start with that question. What are your thoughts, Justin?
Absolutely. Hands down. That's really a no-brainer. They're going to get more jail time.
Right.
Like I said, just if you pay attention to where is their support at? When you saw George Floyd, when you saw Trayvon Martin, when you saw Mike Brown, when you saw Breonna Taylor, when you saw the man that was in New York that was choked out.
Right.
You saw the support for those officers
pouring out.
But you got one thing in common. All those officers were not Black officers.
No.
Now that you have 5 of them, and I definitely take my hat out to the chief of police in Memphis. I love the fact that she's not trying to cover for this.
Nope.
I love the fact that she's saying, yeah, I have to protect those good cops, but I understand that this was unwanted, this was unnecessary, and this was a murder.
Right.
But no doubt, there's no doubt in my mind, they're going to probably get the longest penalty, if not death penalty. They'll be the first officers to ever get this. To be completely transparent, you should not be shocked or surprised. I will be shocked if they got anything less than 30 to 40 years in prison.
Right. Then he goes on to ask, if they get more time, do you think it will be just to make an example out of them?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Because they're showing you that, okay, you guys, and when I say you guys, I'm meaning us, Black people.
Right.
They're showing you, regardless if you wear this blue, regardless if you wear this badge or not, we can't protect you. So just like his life was expendable, your life is as well. And we're going to keep that same sentiment of there's still some good cops out here. Everyone's not bad. Those were rogue, out of line, crazy cops.
Right.
And it's easier to point the finger and say that because they're black.
Right.
It's easier to point the finger and say that because, well, what about their home life? What about their background? What about what they see on the day-to-day? What is their everyday environment as black men being police officers?
Right.
And I'm just going to be completely real with you, man. I feel like usually for not all, but for a lot of these black cops, those are the guys that, you know, in high school got picked on or whatever, and now they feel like they got a little badge, they got authority. You could just tell by the way they were talking to him. You could tell that these were not stand-up men. These were not stand-up guys that really took their job serious as far as serve and protect.
Right.
Because you didn't protect, nor did you serve anyone.
Right.
So for me personally, yeah, all day they're gonna get the most time that you ever seen any officer get if they don't get the death penalty.
Right. Right. I just want to I want to send a message to all of the fathers and mothers out there with children. And I said this earlier before the broadcast. I have a son and I have a stepson. And I tell them every single day when they leave out of this door, be alert. Just be alert. Be cautious, be alert. Just try to mind your business, try to do what's right. Don't do anything stupid because you just don't know anymore. You know, and that's sad. Especially I'm in Baltimore. So we're dealing with a whole nother beast.
Oh yeah.
And here in Baltimore with shootings. You know, it's like every weekend there's a shooting. And it's not like one shooting. It's like 5-6 shootings here in Baltimore. And the bad part about it is we have no answers. And our mayor is getting frustrated, if he's not already got frustrated to the point he's cussing. You know, he is angry. He is pissed. You know, because there's nobody coming forward. There's nobody saying anything here in Baltimore. So my message is really clear. Men with men or daughters, women with daughters and sons, please talk to your children at this point. Because right now, it don't matter who you are. It don't matter who you are. Be alert. Know your surroundings. Know what you're doing. Just know what you're doing. And I'm not saying this, you know, as a you know, a thing of, you know, what Tyre, whatever he was doing, where he was coming home from work, doing whatever, that's on him. But I honestly think that this whole situation had something to do with revenge.
Absolutely.
They plotted this whole thing. It has revenge and plot vibes written all over it. And maybe later on it will come out. Just what you said, Justin. Wife had a thing for Tyre.
I truly believe that. And just their body language, their demeanors, that was clearly a revenge. That was clearly personal. And not only that, but like you were saying, this is the sad thing about us as Black people living here in this country. We have to tell our youth, we have to tell our young kids to be alert. You think our counterparts have to do that? You think our white counterparts have to have those type of conversations with their kids?
Right.
No. They'll have their kids get pulled over, and those kids will talk back to those officers. You can hear Mr. Nichols. Yes, sir. I'm giving you my hand. Yes, sir. I'm laying on my stomach. Yes, sir. They're barking orders at this man while they're holding him. They're holding his arm, telling him, give us your hands. You have my arm. You're telling him to roll over, but your knee is on my leg. I can't do anything. And I can only imagine what's going through his head when you saw how they pinned him in, how they had a car in front, a car on the side. You have officers running at you with guns drawn, pulling you out of your vehicle. You don't know what's going on. Let's say it was as simple as, oh, his phone fell and he was reaching for his phone and they looked at that as, oh, he was driving erratic. Imagine that being the situation and you got officers like running at you, not just approaching you, but running at you. And they were all in undercover cars. All of them.
Right.
That's another thing. All of them in undercover cars. Like, man, it's just my spirit doesn't sit right with this.
Yes.
Like my concern, not only for myself, but for all my loved ones, all my Black brothers. And I know, like, God, I know it's hard for his mom, but my heart even goes out for his stepfather and his father. We're so quick to jump on mama, but what about these men that are here to protect? Imagine what that man is dealing with. Imagine what that stepfather is going through, or his biological father, if he's still alive. Imagine what they're dealing with. Feeling like I couldn't protect my son. I couldn't be there to protect and have my son's back to some radical thugs. Call it what you want. That's what you call thugs, right there.
They are thugs.
Those are your gangs. Those are your thugs. Just because they have a badge, they have a uniform, that don't mean nothing.
Right.
You saw what that activity was.
Right. Hey, everybody. This has been another great episode of What's on E Digger's Mind. Like I said, if you're listening right now on WLEO 26.7 online radio, voice your opinions about this situation on the fan page of WLEO Radio on Facebook at facebook.com/WLEO 26.7 online radio. Would love to hear what you have to say. Make sure you tune in tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to this show on WLEO 26.7 online radio to what's on E Digger's Mind. This live show will be on the station tomorrow. So if you didn't catch it here, you can catch it on the radio side. Justin, I want to say thank you, sir, for coming on to the show and sharing your feedback and your comments and your concerns about this situation. And thanks to you, the viewers who have tuned in. You have blessed us with your comments, your questions, your feedback, and I appreciate you. Make sure you tune in next week for another great show right here on BS3 TV. I am your host, the man that you all know and love, E Digger, and I holler at you when I smile at you. Peace.